A lot of people talk about smartphones, TikTok, and endless scrolling as a kind of addiction, a plague, or simply the defining feature of modern life. So it shouldn't surprise anyone that the negative effects of this habit, shorter attention spans, reduced focus, and the struggle to stay engaged, are discussed constantly, especially when it comes to children and teenagers. But I want to approach the subject from a different angle. Instead of simply condemning TikTok or telling people to quit cold turkey, I want to get to the root of the issue and ask a different question. What is it that drives us so strongly toward this kind of social media in the first place? First of all, I should point out that I'm not an expert or a psychologist. Everything I'm about to say comes from my own experiences and observations. If I catch myself endlessly scrolling through TikTok every few seconds, chances are I'm actually looking for something. The scrolling itself is just the natural consequence of not being able to find content that truly satisfies me. Maybe I was searching for something genuinely fascinating, inspiring, thought-provoking, meaningful, or unique. Deep down, I probably wanted to find something that would shape me in some way, add value to my life, or at the very least leave me feeling fulfilled for a moment, almost intellectually enriched. Sounds ridiculous, right? But I'm describing it exactly the way it felt to me. And the truly ironic part was how hard it was for me to accept that finding something like that on these platforms is almost impossible. So I kept scrolling anyway, clinging to the hope that eventually, just like in gambling, I'd randomly hit the jackpot and finally find that one piece of content I'd been searching for all along. I definitely don't see myself as some kind of intellectual, but I can confidently say that I'm a curious person. I like exploring new perspectives, discovering ideas, and finding inspiration in the world around me. And that was the whole problem. And, in a way, the tragic paradox behind it all. You go looking for depth, nuance, a fresh perspective on life, and what you get instead are quick dopamine hits and cheap, disposable entertainment. Now, someone might say, all right, but what about funny memes, life stories, or interesting facts? You watch those too. Fair enough. And to some extent, interesting facts, or even certain personal stories, can still fit into the pattern I described earlier. But memes, brain rot content, and all the other mindless stuff? That's usually just entertainment for the sake of entertainment. Just a quick laugh and nothing more. And honestly, I don't even consume that kind of content very often, for exactly that reason. So what lesson can we take from all of this? Before opening TikTok or YouTube Shorts again, ask yourself one simple question. What am I actually looking for? What do I expect to get out of this? What do I want to take away from it? Let's say you're into books, cooking, traveling, cars, or art. In that case, you can actively look for creators and channels related to those interests. The process becomes much easier because you already know what you're searching for. But if you can't answer that question, then unfortunately, you've probably become exactly the kind of user TikTok was designed for. Because if you don't decide what you want to find, the algorithm will decide for you. And it will gladly consume your time in the process. Remember that.